to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
A very good evening to you and welcome to the Trafalgar Centre in Nelson as the round 11 of the NZNBL rolls on. The Nelson Giants taking on the Manawatu Jets. Live from the top of the south on the home of sport, Sky Sport. Kia ora. Very good afternoon, early evening to you. The school holiday tip-off, 5 p.m. here in Nelson. Hugh Bain here alongside Nelson Giants great and Tall Blacks legend Phil Jones. And Phil, last home game here at the Hangar in 2022. It's gone quickly.
Yeah, the season's gone really quickly. You know, obviously we've had a lot of basketball with the Toi here as well, starting recently. So, you know, the season seems to, you know, slowly come around, and then once it's here, it flies by super quick. So another season gone almost, and finals coming up shortly.
And plenty to crow about for this home crowd at Nelson. 9th home game, 9th sellout, and a team that's put on a show this season. As we see, they sit second in the ladder, 9-4. A win puts them on top and all but cements a spot in the final 6. For the Manawatu Jets, a promising season for this young squad with new management and a new head coach in Nato Taufele. They're 5-8 after an 0-5 start, and they're a little undermanned today, which we'll talk about shortly, but it certainly has been a promising season from this new looks Jets franchise. So congested, that ladder, as we take a look at the games to come. And what a doozy we have tomorrow, a rematch of last year's grand final. The Saints with it all on the line against the Hawke's Bay Hawks side that got a Josh Aitchison-induced black eye just the other night in a close loss at home. That's coming tomorrow, 7:30 live from the capital city. The Auckland Tuatara take on the Sharks Friday at 7:30 in Tamaki Makaurau. The Sharks, the only team currently playing for nothing but pride, but boy will they fight for it. And the Jets and the Giants meet again in the reverse fixture on Saturday at 5:30. So these two will get to know each other very well over the next few days. Thumbs up from the crowd as the players get their shots up. Here's the starting 5 for the Jets tonight. Paith Momosia, Tukaha Cooper. In the backcourt, Nathaniel Salmon, Zayn Najdawi and Shane Tamara. So 2 big blows for the Jets, not having big John Bohannon or Robert Crawford. 2 out of their 3 imports struck down with illness, with the flu. Let's hear from head coach Natu Taufele.
Natu, welcome to Nelson. Obviously you come down a little bit underpowered with your 2 imports out through illness. Sort of what opportunities and problems does that present you heading into the game?
Yeah, well, it's not too good when you're playing the second best team in the league. So it is a challenge. I guess other teams have been in that situation during the year where they've had players out. It's our turn to do that. I guess for me, I look at it as an opportunity for our young guys to get on the floor and show the public what they can do. And you know, if we can get 70% of position, if we can 70% of our offense, if we can click on that way, we've done it before. We've shot really well. You just don't know. So yeah, a real challenge for us, but I think we're up for it.
And you talk about your young guys. Are you pretty happy with their development throughout the season?
Oh, 100%. I think this whole season I've seen a huge amount of growth personally, and also in terms of their game, where they're at the moment. We're really, we're pleased with where most of our young guys are, and there are a couple of other teams that are in the same sort of age bracket as we are in terms of experience, and we feel like we're right there with them. And we've had a really enjoyable ride. The season's not done. We've got another 5 games, and hopefully we'll get some healthy bodies back this weekend, and then we can really look to push through right to the end of the season.
All the best for the game. Cheers.
For the Mike Perry Nelson Giants, Nick Trathan returns to the bench after a few games out with a shoulder injury. And good news for Giants fans with Alex McNaught recovering quickly after that knee bang last week, and he's back into the starting lineup with his defensive mate in the backcourt, Jared West. Sam Dempster, the captain, on the wing, and Sam Thompson and Trey Morning in the front court. Head coach of the Nelson Giants is Mike Fitchett.
Mike, coming off a good win against the Sharks last week, a couple of injury concerns with McNaught and Nick Trathan. How are they looking for this game?
Yeah, Nick's been out a few games now with his shoulder injury sustained at Hawke's Bay. He's back tonight. Alex shook off his little knee, whatever that was, shook it off pretty quick, and he's back in tonight too. So apart from Riley Bensman, who's done a pretty good job on his ankle, we're at full strength.
And you know, something that the Giants are always pretty proud about is the crowd support. How have you found that this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're so happy, so lucky. This is our last home game. It's our 9th sellout. Nelson's really come to support us this season. You know, we're getting phone calls off the hook all day for people trying to get tickets. I know there'll be a lot of Giants fans watching on TV at home, so just want to thank the Nelson public for coming out and supporting us, and hopefully we can put on a good performance tonight in our last home game.
Cool. All the best.
9th straight sellout at the Trafalgar Centre, and they really have been the talk of the town over the past few months, this Nelson Giants side. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. Tail of the tape between these two teams. They haven't met yet in 2022, Phil. What a contrasting head-to-head. We'll start at the bottom with the defensive side of things. The Giants, clearly one of, if not the best defensive team in the league so far. The Jets, the other side of the ledger. But look at the top and the rebounding. And I know John Bohannon tonight, who's been a huge part of that. But it's certainly something that Mike Fitzgerald will look out for.
Yeah, I think one of the things is if you don't do a good job of looking after the ball offensively, the only way you can gain possessions back is to get rebounds. You know, so those sort of two things for the Jets here offset each other in regards to the number of turnovers versus the number of second chance points. Whereas the Giants do a really good job of looking after the basketball with only 10 turnovers a game. And again, they have a lot of steals through Jared West and Alex McNaught. So, you know, for these young Jets players out here tonight, this is going to be a big challenge for them, I think, with those two guys, particularly they're pressuring the ball a lot.
Callum Welsh, Sam Pan and Corey Hogg, the referees to this one. So Property Brokers Manawatu Jets take on the Mike Perrin and Nelson Giants. And Shane Tamata, how key is he going to be tonight for the Jets?
Yeah, I was just going to say that man on the screen there is going to be really pivotal for the Jets. His ability to shoot the ball, you know, he's showing throughout the season, game after game, that he can knock down the three ball consistently and from deep as well. You know, he's not afraid to have a crack from 1.5 meters, 2 meters out from the three-point line. So they're going to need that from him tonight. And also, you know, rebounding wise, he's going to have to pick up that space as well because he's a big guy and he's athletic. So need a big game. Jets need a big game out of him tonight.
Young Mika Haitung bringing the ball out for the last time in 2022. Mika's a good name to carry at the Trafalgar Centre. That's happy with his work, as well he should be, as he receives high fives from the Giants bench. Callum Welch about to throw the ball up for the last time at the Trafalgar Centre in 2022. And out of bounds it goes. It will be Jets possession to get us underway. Fighting for their playoff lives. I think even the most optimistic of Jets fans would have entered this season thinking playoffs would be unlikely. And what a job Ngāti Tawhele's done with this young side.
Yeah, he's done an amazing job with these guys, and you know, this game here with the two main players, the two imports out, gives a really good opportunity for these young guys to develop in this league. And you know, I say it a lot, they just need time on the floor. You know, more time on the floor that makes them more comfortable, and then all of a sudden they're an NBL player comfortably.
Haith Momoisia gets the scoring going for the Jets. Dempster finds Jared West, combined beautifully with this man, Trey Morning. The last time the Giants took the floor, and here is Morning with a baseline jumper. Doesn't drop. Zayn Najdawi will shoulder a fair bit of the load tonight for the Jets, and he gets his first rebound.
And here we go. Defense, defense, defense.
It's Tukaha Cooper, the Northlander, driving along the baseline. Basket won't count. He's fouled by Alex McNaught.
Yeah, Cooper just doing a good job there of being aggressive and attacking the pressure. And I think that's one way to beat pressure, is to attack it sometimes. You know, there are moments when you don't want to drive into it, but if it's consistent in their space, you need to attack the pressure.
Najdawi backing down. Morning gets a good hand, affects the shot, and the Giants will gladly take the ball, and Sam Dempster will inbound it.
Najdawi just asking for a little bit of contact there on that turnaround jumper. And Trey Morning doing a good job of staying vertical.
Thompson, here's Morning, sees a little bit of space, drives, Najdawi with the block. Tamata coming the other way at speed. Najdawi, the two shortest Giants on him, and here's an offensive foul. He dropped the shoulder into Alex McNaught. One of those unfortunate ones, Phil. If that was Trey Morning there when he did the same move, it would have been fine, but it happened to just be Alex McNaught's face instead of Trey Morning's chest.
Yeah, you can't go at a guard like that in the post. You'll come off second best all day.
McNaught, Giants still looking to get on the board after a minute and a half here in their final home game. Trey Morning, knocked off the rim by Najdawi. FIBA rules, of course, so no goaltending.
Trey Morning shouting out for a goaltend, the ball sitting on the rim.
Good heads-up play from Najdawi. Tamanat turns the corner, goes straight at Sam Dempster. Offensive foul, the Giants captain takes the charge.
Well, defensively, the Giants have started off well, taking 2 charges. Not always easy to come by. But offensively, they're just looking a little bit stale, a bit stagnant, and not moving the ball very well. They're a little bit east-west at the moment, not getting anything at the basket.
This time they go to Sam Thompson. He spins in front of the hoop, leaves it just a little short. Tamina with the rebound. And here comes Tukaha Cooper the other way. Dempster with the steal. Had 3 steals the other day. That pass just over the top. Foul called on Trey Morning, I believe. It is, just holding under the hoop.
Yeah, I think he just got called for a bit of a shove in the back there on the defender. The ball was never going to get to him. Jets probably would have liked to have had that one let go because they were off to the races.
So a bit of, there's Jared West with his first steal of the game. And then the finish, the first points as well. Might settle a little last home game nerves that the Giants having on the offensive end. Mixed with some good early defense from this Manawatu Jet side. There's Dowie in the low block. Looking to go to work. Baseline spin. Just couldn't get the finish. Morning with the board.
A really nice move by Najdawi there. Just couldn't come up with a finish.
West drops it into Morning. Dempster scampers beyond the 3-point line in front of his own bench. Sam Dempster for 3.
And at the moment, 3s are like layups for Sam Dempster.
Well, a steal from Sam Thompson and a finish. And we mentioned turnovers at the start of the game, and already this young Jet side struggling with the Giants' pressure. Tamina looked for the step back 3, another turnover. Sherrod West with his 2nd steal of the night and his 2nd bucket. Timeout from Natu Taufele, and just like that, after a slow start, the Giants have sprung into life on the back of 4 steals, 1 from Dempster, 1 from Thompson, and 2 from Jared West.
Yeah, the Jets just sort of got an uppercut there in the last 30 seconds by the Giants, and they just weren't quite ready for it. But Coach Taufele will sit the boys down and have a good chat to them and talk about what they need to do to work through this pressure. One of the things is they can't be tentative. They do need to attack it, and they do need to sort of throw caution to the wind and actually let the ball fly a bit, because they've really got nothing to lose in regards to that aspect of the game. The moment they start to become tentative, that's when the Giants have got them. They'll get them in different sorts of traps, and Jared West is just waiting for someone to spin dribble right now as he's going for that steal.
All making it happen for the Mike Barrett Nelson Giants for 2022.
Well, I mentioned the support we've seen around Nelson in 2022, and of course it's not just on the top of the South. A lot of the so-called smaller regional towns in our league, Phil, you look at Taranaki and the crowds they've been having in New Plymouth, just fantastic. Hawke's Bay as well. It really has been wonderful to see in 2022. As West again almost affecting a turnover on Paif Momoisia.
Yeah, maybe to add a little bit to that, I think the fact that the quality...
There's another steal. Jared West number 3, and here he is. He's got Sam Thompson trailing him, and Sam Thompson just misses the dunk.
Went for the highlight.
Dempster recovers in his Morning. Good position down low and a smart finish.
Yeah, I think the quality of the league obviously is attracting more people to the to games, and the support in the regions has been really good because those teams are better than they have been in previous seasons.
Take Momasil with the travel, and then he takes a few more steps to the benches. Momasil checks into the game for the first time tonight.
And that's that Jared West effect, right? Making guards nervous all over the league.
West to Morning. Thompson, catch and shoot from 2-point territory. Down it goes. And 13 straight points for the Giants.
Sponsored by Huddersfield.
Oh, Jared West, another one, just taking it away from young Isaac Fuamasili, and he drops it in.
Jared West just rolls it over the rim.
Maybe the Jets want to think about getting somebody else to bring the ball up that's not being guarded by Jared West.
Another big man, right, Najdawi bring it up. Here is Najdawi going to work on Sam Dempster, aggressive, and a finish from Zayn Najdawi.
And Najdawi's a handful down on the block. You know, when he gets a bit of space, he's tough to guard down there.
West to Morning, quick hands, McNaught in the corner. Alex McNaught tickles the twine. And that's a bit of his game that he's clearly been working on in this season.
Yeah, he's becoming more and more confident.
And here he is, fronting Zayn Najdawi, coming away with another steal. Morning, Dempster out in front. Oh, the Giants are absolutely on fire right now.
Humming. After a slow start in the first couple of minutes of the game, they've just poured it on.
Tukaha Cooper going to work on Alex McNaught. What a crossover from Tukaha at the finish as well. The basket counts, to the line he goes. Beautiful stuff.
And that'll be McNaught's second foul. Beautiful little crossover here, and just gets to the basket, and McNaught just a little bit of a forearm on him. A nice finish.
So Alex McNaught and Sam Dempster head to the bench. Warm applause.
Cooper from the free throw line for the Jets.
And Tukaha Cooper steps to the Rosine foul line for the first time tonight. Converts the three-point play.
Manages to make it a three-point play.
Tyler Marsh into the game. Steadily grown in his role throughout this season. And Nick Tratham back into the game with a taped-up shoulder. Missed the last 2 games for the Giants. Here he is in the corner. That is an erroneous buzzer, so play on the call.
Now that buzzer came out of nowhere. I'm not sure what happened there.
So Sam Pan was just saying, what's going on? Just listening in here, you can see us intentionally leaning over.
It was unusual because the shot clock was still running down, and it wasn't the shot clock that went off. So I don't know where the buzzer actually came from. May have a somebody nervous new on the score bench that pushed the buzzer by mistake.
A trigger finger,
Yeah.
Just an itchy trigger finger.
Hey, Mike.
Might be a player, or maybe a player who's not registered. So a lot of discussion happening at score bench. Both coaches have been involved now. Tell you what it might be. It might be a jersey.
Of course, there are a couple of awards to give out, including Young Player of the Year.
It's a score sheet issue, we're being told. So
Probably-
maybe a
probably
player
numbers.
with a wrong number registered on the jersey. We're deep into admin
Online with over 700
here.
votes put through by People's Choice. You'll
And we
find
are
the
guessing.
exact stat following the game time.
Oh,
Best
speculation
guess.
central here. Yeah, in Coventry Plaza
minutes following the game,
for sure.
While the awards are happening.
Well, there's a lot of paperwork being handed around on the between the referees and the score bench.
The playoffs, of course, they are happening in Auckland, North Shore of Auckland. Between
I wonder if this little break will just cool off the Giants' frenetic pace at the moment on the scoreboard. They are just ticking the scoreboard over incredibly quickly.
Well, 2-0 start to the Jets, and then a 21-point run for, 19-point run for the Giants. think it's a Nathaniel Salmon issue. I don't think Nathaniel Salmon is on the score sheet, yet he's out there for the Jets wearing number 13. He's right there walking across your screen.
He's not actually on the game program either, is Nathaniel Salmon.
We're going to hear from the referees now.
We had one of the Salmons not on the score sheet. It's like, he's not there, so we've got to take him off.
Well, there's the official move, and it is a tough one for the Jets because they hadn't registered Nathaniel Salmon on the score sheet before the game. The score sheet was signed off by both coaches, and then they put him on the court. So the ruling is the game continues without Nathaniel Salmon. So another man down for the Jets as they trail 21-7 without two of their imports. Jared West just pumps that off Isaac Fuamasili's torso.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow there for young Nathaniel Salmon.
So just an administrative error from the Jets as Jared West's three doesn't go. Trey Morning tips it to himself smartly. And then avoids the travel, fires it out to Marsh through West to Thompson. And the three ball doesn't drop. Temera with the rebound. Fuamasili over to Cooper. Inside they go to Zayn Najdawi. Great pass to Shane Temera, who can shoot the three ball, does shoot the three ball.
And that's that man we were talking about at the start of the game. And leave him open, he's going to knock down three balls all day.
Averaging 18.7 points, 4.7 rebounds so far this season. We don't have a Sixth Man of the Year award in the NBL. If we did, it would almost certainly be going to Shane Temera in 2022 as Tyler Marsh makes his way to the Racine after being fouled on the drive.
I think there's a certain player import from Taranaki which may argue with that point.
Yeah, that's fair. When I said that, I thought, should I have said that? Maybe it's because Shane Temera is running such a great social media campaign to be named Sixth Man of the Year. I don't think he realizes we don't have a Sixth Man of the Year award yet. Maybe we should.
Well, one thing that we do know is the bench is vital to teams winning games. You know, if you don't have bench points production, it's tough for teams to win.
Timash misses both from the line.
Defense, 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 defense.
Ben Robertson into the game.
Defense, come on now,
Fuamasili fires up a three over Sam Thompson. Trayton comes down with the rebound. Thompson stops and pops from the baseline, gets it to go.
And Thompson doing a good job of getting himself to that mid-range spot where he's knocked down a few. He's missed a couple from long range, so obviously feeling comfortable from that area.
Taverner drops it to Cooper. Cooper goes at Jared West and is fouled. And Tukaha Cooper, you mentioned players who just need time on the court and they become NBL players. That's a young man who's become an NBL player in front of our eyes in 2022.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. It just showed his composure there in the post. Jared West is an elite defender, but he just took his time, got himself to a spot. You see a couple of little bumps here, body checks, and then gets in just a bit of contact on the arm there by Jared West and off to the Racine foul line.
Makes them both, does Cooper. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 23-12, the Giants lead the Jets. Jets fighting to keep their season alive. Undermanned. Missing Robert Crawford and John Bohannon through illness, both out with the flu. A couple of younger players isolating with COVID as well. And then a blow early on in this game with Nathaniel Salmon not registered on the score sheet, so he can play no further parts. Tyler Marsh puts a three up from the wing, leaves it short. Sam Dempster with another offensive rebound, two in the same possession. West gets two Jets on his feet, finds Trayton who drains the three.
left the hand up there after that one. Felt good straight out of the hand.
Nishdawi wants it down low and gets it. Here's Tamina. The long Jordan Schwalger on top of him. Dempster comes down with another rebound.
Dempster's like a vacuum cleaner out there at the moment, getting every rebound.
Fires it back to Jared West. West wants the screen from Schwalger and gets it. Over to Marsh. Quick first step, Tyler Marsh. Trathan left open in front of his own bench. Rattles around but doesn't drop, and Cooper comes down with the board as Trathan and Robertson get tied up. Running up the court.
Well, Nick Trathan just putting his strapped shoulder to a bit of a test there. Gave the Jets player a bit of a bump as he ran down the court.
So team fouls means Ben Robertson heads to the line.
I think that may have been called unsportsmanlike. Just a little bit of action off the ball.
It was called unsportsmanlike. So Robertson to the line. I think Robertson forcing a reaction out of Trathan.
Ben Robertson manages to make 2 for the Jets.
So Jets get possession back as well.
We obviously have to work on our peripheral vision because that happened directly in front of us and we didn't see it.
Nishdawi goes to work on Schwalger. West in there reaching for the ball. Eventually Marsh comes away with it. Good work, Jordan Schwalger. And this time Marsh drops it off to Trathan.
And I don't think he actually dropped it off. I think that may have been poked out from behind and went straight to Trathan.
Poking the ball loose.
I was sure he'll take an assist though. Schwalger with the steal.
Oh, Dempster wide open. Doesn't shoot the 3. Looks to hand it off to Trathan. Trathan does. And drains it. Well, Nick Trathan is welcome back to the Giants with a couple of 3 balls in his first quarter.
Quick 8 points for Nick Trathan.
Robertson driving and is fouled by Jordan Schwalger, so he'll head to the line to shoot 2.
See Robinson just putting the ball on the floor there. Foot speed a little bit quicker than Schwalger. And that is something that's working okay for the Jets at the moment, is them actually putting their head down and getting to the basket.
So the Jets going well from the free throw line in this one. Under 30 to go.
Just showing a little bit of half-court pressure here through a zone, some type of zone defense. Well, they'll drop back into a 1-3-1 by the looks of it.
Jared West wants the deep 3 to end the quarter, and he drains the deep 3.
He just shakes his head like, come on, you know I'm going to make that.
The Jets will get a shot though as Cooper scampers into a 3 ball of his own, leaves it short. So the first quarter belongs to the Nelson Giants. 34-15 after a slow start against an undermanned Manawatu Jet side. We'll play the rest of this game without Nathaniel Salmon. They trail 34-15 after 1 quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, round the applause. All they're going to do is start here, give them 60 seconds to make as many baskets as they can. They run, they make one, they come back, they take a piece of pizza, they put it down, they go and make another. 60 seconds, you ready to go? Jack, Lawson, 60 seconds now, go. Here we go. I think these boys know how to play. First one's through. Jack, I'm just saying that Lawson's already got his first. There you go, he's caught up. Okay, Lawson's got 1. Jack has just got his first. Lawson claims his second. Jack's in for his second. 2 apiece. We want to give you a whole pizza here. Third one in. Lawson. Jack's still trying for that third. Come on, here it is. As Lawson makes his 4th. Jack going back for his 4th. We've got 20 seconds to go. Jack's fourth, Lawson's fifth. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bang, and there it is, another slice each. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Jack and Lawson, give them a round of applause. And a big thank you to Sal's, of course, the league sponsor for the NBL for 2022. The Sal's Steel. We did it every home game through the season. As we did with the shoot for cash, thanks to our friends at Mike.
Well, second quarter just a few seconds away here at the Trafalgar Centre. The Giants taking on the Jets.
A free slice of pizza sitting out in the middle of the floor.
I don't think anyone's noticed it yet either. The entire Jets side just walked over it. They trail 34-15 at the moment to the Giants after one quarter.
I don't know who would pass up a nice piece of Sal's pizza.
Yeah, just at half court, there is a slice of Sal's pizza. Oh, here comes the MC scampering onto the court to get it. A little help from Nick Trathan.
Thought Nick Trathan was going to fold it up and slide it into his sock for later on.
So the Giants looking to send their home crowd away for the last time in 2022 with a win. And this young Jet side trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Alex McNaught over to Sam Dempster, good pressure in the half court for the Jets, but the Giants captain drives and finishes under duress. Sam Dempster.
Yeah, nice work by Sam there. He knew the shot clock was running down, so he had to do something about it.
Nashdawi just running the lane perfectly. Got in front of his man.
Nashdawi Express straight down the middle.
Morning sets the screen for McNaught. Momosia hits the floor. Dempster hesitated on the first, shot it the second time. Offensive board, Trey Morning, and he's fouled. As you'll see, the Nashdawi Express just got in front of Morning on their way down the floor, the two big men, and he said, thanks very much.
That's one thing he does a good job of, Nashdawi, is actually he runs the floor really well.
So Jared Burnett into the game for the Giants. Here he is, ball in hand. Trathan turned the corner, slides the pass back to Dempster. That's a lovely move from the Nelson Giants, and it ended in 3 points for that man there.
Nick Trathan is playing very well at the moment. You know, he's knocking down shots and distributing the ball well.
Ben Robertson with an athletic drive and a finish too. So a response from the Jets as Trey Morning looks for a bit of space. That's to Burnett around the Dempster screen. Finds a bit of space. Oh, McNaught does well. Just before Trathan suffered from the commentary curse. So a backcourt violation and a timeout called by Natu Taufele, who wants to talk it over with his team. They trail 39-19. And a real shame, Phil, when we arrived at, well, we found out today, of course, that John Bohannon and Robert Crawford were going to be away because you and I, in particular, we haven't had a chance to see much of the Jets. You haven't seen them at all. I saw them once very early at the start of the season in the flesh before their imports arrived when they were in that 0-5 skid to start. But, geez, they've been a bit of fun to watch with their full complement of players.
Yeah, they definitely have. And I've actually seen them once with you. The old memory
where
you go down in Christchurch, and they came out and they had a game.
That's right, they did.
You know, they actually, it may have been Judd Flavel's first game back as head coach for the Rams, and Bohannon and Crawford just came out and absolutely tore the Rams apart. And it was a fun game. It was a fun game to watch. So yeah, disappointing that those guys are not here, and obviously every team has to deal with things like illnesses, and at the moment they're going through that with a couple of other players who've got COVID, and then those two have just got some other illness, you know, probably that dreaded flu that's floating around at the moment. So hopefully they are on the mend and they'll be back before we know it.
Back underway. Shane Temina hands it off to Pace Momoisia. Morrison out there now as he sets the screen for Temina. Sam Dempster not giving Shane Temina any space, but Ben Robinson puts up a three as shot clock expires. rebound for Dempster. Dempster's 5th rebound to go with his 11 points early in the second quarter. McNaught, quick first step, fires it back to Dempster, looking to add to his points tally. That one doesn't drop. Morrison comes down with the long board.
Defense, 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 defense.
Temina. Jumper doesn't go. Another rebound for Sam Dempster.
Sam must have a few rebounds now. He's been picking up a lot of boards.
6 for Dempster. That pass, a risky one. Momosia does well.
Jets flying around looking for space.
Salmon, Klein Salmon. Going to hand it off to Morrison. He's getting accosted by a couple of Nelson Giants. As shot clock expires. And that's one of those moments where the bench needs to help out a little bit.
Yeah, tough one for the Jets. You know, just took them a while to get the ball over halfway, and then, you know, if you use up that full 8-second complement to get the ball over halfway, it doesn't leave you a lot of time to get into your sets. And if you don't quickly get in and start executing, you're going to find yourself running up a shot clock violation pretty quickly.
But North directing traffic out there. Hands off the Morning. Oh, pass to Sam Thompson, who was sitting in the dunker spot.
Nicely fed right in the back of the basket.
And then dunked it.
Yeah, with ease.
Momosia with a nice move at half court. Cooper in the corner. He gets the 3 to go.
And that just shows the value of getting 2 feet in the paint. Get 2 feet in the paint, the defense collapses, leaves a wide open 3-point shooter.
Schwalger, aggressive move. Offensive foul, the call. Isaac Morrison.
I feel like Morrison just got shot by a sniper the way he went down.
He took 2 big hits and then thought, if he does it again, I'm hitting the deck. And hit the deck he did. And we'll see the replay here, the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. That was an aggressive drive. I mean, it was straight to the chest.
There's a bit of contact there. Did a good job of selling it. Robertson
turning the corner. Floater Morning just lurking, putting Ben Robertson off his finish. And it will remain Manawatu Jets ball.
I like Robertson, the way he's come in. He's been aggressive. He's put his head down, got to the basket.
Schwalger with the hands, out of bounds it goes.
Corporate table just loses all their food as the ball just knocks everything over.
It's a risk. It's a risk. You sit in the splash zone. Temina off the curl. Can't get the jumper to go, but Momosia corrals the long board. Oh, McNaught and Schwalger combining for the steal, and here's McNaught. And Schwalger again. Oh, Schwalger just left it on the rim.
I think you could believe how open he was when he caught the ball.
Cooper goes to work on Burnett and is fouled, so Tukaha Cooper will head to the line to shoot 2.
You just see here Cooper just putting his head down, getting into the middle. Nice elevation, and he'd be disappointed with himself if he didn't finish that shot off. Makes the first.
Tukaha Cooper makes 2 from 2. The Jets.
Makes them both, does Cooper. A bit of pressure as well. Sam Thompson. Back out there with Morning, Burnett, McNaught and Schwalger. And here's McNaught. Making his way across the baseline. Robertson, eyes in the back of his head, picked off that bounce pass. Ramasili driving. Thompson, though, in the passing lane. Some combinations we haven't seen a lot of in 2022 out there for the Giants. And here's Jared Burnett putting up the 3 and draining it. Jared Burnett for 3.
Yeah, there's obviously Burnett's out there with Schwalger, and we haven't seen that before. But all these guys are capable players, and we got to see a lot of the younger guys for the Giants against the Sharks last week. I think mixing them in with their senior players probably helps them progress a little bit better.
Well, of course, Trey Morning, the long arms just with the block, and there's a shot clock violation. Of course, there is the rule, Phil, that you have to take the court 5 times to be eligible to play in the finals. Not just suit up, not just be on the bench, take the court and play a part in the game. So this part of the season, you will see, and we have seen coaches go, well, I need these bodies come final time.
Yeah, well, right. There's a lot of maths involved in that, I suppose, because you need to be checking who has and hasn't played throughout the season.
West drops it in low. Trey Morning elevated, just hung in the air as he turned and nailed the jump shot. Jay Marsh out there now for the Giants. Comes off his boot. Klein Salmon and Zayn Najdawi will check back in for the Jets.
46 points, which means we are potentially truly on our way to making that magic 100, just a reminder. If we do keep that 100, keep a hold of your tickets. Everybody here gets
the back down Morning. It's a bit dangerous in that low block, Najdawi. Turning one way, twisting the other, and finishing nicely.
Yeah, good patience by Najdawi.
Here's West. To J Marsh, hands it off to McNaught. Thompson catch and shoot in the corner. Doesn't drop. Who comes down with that one? Tukaha Cooper does. Picks up his dribble. Needs to find a teammate too. Does just in time. There's that crossover. Tukaha Cooper takes the contact and will go to the line to shoot 2.
That is a quick crossover.
Third foul on Alex McNaught as well, with 3 minutes 40 to go in the first half. So Tyler Marsh checks in for Cooper.
McNaught's a good defender too, and Cooper just put him a little bit on skates there, Alex McNaught. And Jets shooting well from the Razine foul line tonight, which is good. It's one thing you need to do if scores are hard to come by. If you're getting yourself to the free throw line, and jinxed them.
He's got 10 points, does Tukaha. And a Whangarei boys height. 2 good New Zealand players have come out of that school over the years. West goes around the Marsh screen. 3 on the shot clock. Marsh is going to have to put it up, and it's blocked by Cooper.
He probably needed to shoot that one first before up faking and dribbling. Tough one for Jay Marsh. Hasn't been in the game very long. Get thrown almost a hospital pass with a couple of seconds on the shot clock, and you've got to get it up.
Amasili is harassed by Jared West, and he does well. Cooper drops it down low to Najdawi, and a bit of space to Zayn Najdawi, and just a delicate finger roll for 2 more points.
Nice finish at the basket by Najdawi.
Marsh goes around the Morning screen. Tyler Marsh, that is, finds his brother Jay Marsh, who drops it to Morning. Turnaround jumper. Rattles around and drops.
A lovely soft touch there by Trey Morning.
Oh, West with another steal and another bucket. Jared West has 11.
At this rate, he's going to end up with more steals than points the way he's going.
Klein Salmon off the screen, doesn't get it to go. And we have a foul there. I think it's Sam Thompson.
It might have been
Tyler Marsh.
Tyler Marsh, I think. Just
someone holding on the rebound on the box out.
He was just battling with Najdawi down low.
Musili taking a break for the Jets.
So the floor gets wiped as Tyler Marsh cops the foul. The mulleted Tyler Marsh. Temera. Lua Pepe into the game, fires up a off-balance three.
With the rebound.
Foul on Najdawi, I think we call that time. So things getting a little physical on the rebounds as Dempster checks back in for the last couple of minutes of this first half alongside Corbin Mason. And Jared West brings the ball up for the Giants. They've notched up 50 already, 2 points to go in this first half. Dempster puts the ball on the floor, drives. Mason down there trying to keep it alive. He did, and it will be Giants ball.
I think Sam Dempster may have been caught in two minds there, whether to shoot that or pass that to Corbin Mason.
Dempster to West. And West gets a hand to the face from Cooper.
It's a little bit like the All Blacks, the head contact. Not
Jared
allowed
West.
any of that stuff.
Jared West has 6 steals in the first half to go with 11 points. A couple of assists too, and here he is. Finds a bit of space, drops it off to anyone. It was Tyler Marsh who ran onto the ball. There was 3 Giants there, and then Marsh just came out of nowhere. Oh, big body contact. Speaking of the All Blacks, as Jared West hits the deck, and the Jets looking for 3. Lower Pepe probing down low after chasing his own shot. He was again playing the role of manager and player today as Lower Pepe. That had to go up on the shot clock. So again, just some shot clock management. Again, being a bit of a struggle for the Jets.
Just a reminder, of course, the Mike Barrett Nelson Giants Park is open at half-time.
West lets the ball roll out with a minute 19 to go as he calls the play.
Canteen in the foyer.
Firmly cemented in the conversation for MVP in 2022 is Jared West, as Sam Dempster cops a forearm to the face as he drives. Basket won't count.
And is that the Jets' 5th team foul? They may be shooting, or no, I think that's only 4.
There's limited slices of salads. Pizza available in the foyer with the canteen too.
West Dempster is right out in front at three-point land. West saw him, finds him, and Dempster does the rest. Another 3-ball for Sam Dempster.
Dempster continues that fine shooting form that he's in at the moment.
14 points for the Giants captain. Salmon drops it in low. Here's Shane Temera. He'll look to go to work. Turnaround jumper. Salmon working hard and keeping the ball in the Jets' hands.
One thing about Sam Dempster, is you see him on screen here, is obviously he's been around for quite a while and has experience in the league, and you get to a certain age where things just kind of slow down. The pace of the game is still the same, but just the way your mind thinks, and you seem less rushed, and you're used to playing in the environment.
Oh, what a pass from Jared West. Oh, what a block
Salmon
from Klein Salmon.
And that's definitely the way Sam's playing at the moment. He doesn't look rushed. He's taking all the right shots. He's in the right spot for rebounds. He's having a great season.
55-29. As West goes around the Mason screen, pulls up from deep three-point land. That's off to the left. Lower Pepe brings it in. And just 10 seconds to go in this first half. The young Jet side have been up against it, heavily undermanned, and facing Jared West's defense. And that'll do half-time here. 55-29.
20 minutes down, 20 to go. What a game it has been.
This Giant side lead the Jets.
Might need to get somebody to stop the fuel, maybe. Throw some more coal on it.
off the back of 14 points from captain Sam Dempster, who's also got 6 rebounds. And Jared West has 11 points, 6 steals. It was a slow start for the Giants, but then they raced out and they scored 55 points in the first half. We can hear from the Giants captain Sam Dempster, who's with Phil Jones.
Hey Sam, another sort of first half for the Giants. Just talking to you about your play this year and how you're feeling and how you're going, shooting the ball well, rebounding well. What's changed for you this season?
I think it's a lot to do with what we've got around us. Fitz did a good job getting our culture right, brought in some great imports, and then, yeah, honestly, it's just feeding off them and taking the shots when I'm open.
And you got obviously this game and the next game against the Jets, 2 pretty vital games for you guys to look at securing that top spot, so you'll be focusing in on that?
Yeah, I mean, hugely. Obviously, they're missing a couple of key pieces tonight, so we're just trying to take advantage of that and stick to our stuff and focus on us today, and then, yeah, obviously a quick turnaround, get ready to go again on Saturday.
All the best for the second half.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Phil. So half-time here at the Trafalgar Centre, 55-29. The Giants lead the Jets. And we'll be back with some analysis and stats after the break here on Sky Sport.
Here's a big welcome this evening to the Nelson Special Olympics basketball team. Like most branches of Special Olympics worldwide and nationwide, basketball participation rates are very high. Tonight's invitational side made up of a few sponsors, supporters and notable local faces. Nice to see Phil Jones back on the court on the sideline right now. And just subbed on, not in Giants blue, which is unusual. A few facts about the team. Here in Nelson they have 36 registered players, including 3 athletes that have represented New Zealand and 2 that sit on national boards and committees. Head coach Wayne Bowen took over from Alex McManus 2 years ago, and they train year-round every Wednesday night in the Naomi College gym. Hoping for a basket now. Back to the invitational. Not as easy as it looks from the spectator seats, is it? What's up? Has he lost his touch? No, there he is. 2 points for Phil Jones. Another 2 for our invitational side. Nelson Special Olympics basketball side have been very busy and will continue to be this year, mid-June.
Welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre half-time here and the entertainment underway with some big names out on the court. Playing against the Nelson Special Olympics side, number 14 there for the invitational team, former All Black lock Chris Jack.
And a couple of points on the board.
And of course our very own Phil Jones out there running around wearing number 6. So we've got me, Hugh Bainham, for the half-time show. I'm going solo in this one as Phil mucks in, as he always does at a community level. Although wearing jeans out there is a cardinal sin, and there'll be a fine for Phil, I'm sure. So half-time here between the Giants and the Jets, and the Giants who are very much now in playoff mode as they look all but set to lock in a top 6 spot. And it's Sam Dempster who's done the work tonight against the Manawatu Jets so far. He's got 14 points, 6 rebounds as well, the Giants captain, a couple of steals. Jared West with 11 points and 6 steals at the half against a Manawatu Jets side who undermanned tonight. No Robert Crawford, no John Bohannon, 2 of their imports, and of course an administrative error early as Nathaniel Salmon not registered on the score sheet, which was signed off, so he'd play no further part in this game. But the youngsters out there working valiantly, none more so than Tukaha Cooper, who has 11 points at the half. The Giants so far have done a great job stealing the ball and also keeping Shane Temera quiet. So as the Giants talk it over, they certainly won't be taking this second half lightly. And these 2 teams will meet again on Saturday. So half-time here, 55-29. It's a bit of entertainment happening on the court too as the Giants get ready to make their way back out. The Special Olympic side for Nelson preparing for the Nationals against an invitational side with some big names. So good fun at the last home game here at the Trafalgar Centre in 2022. We'll be back with the third quarter of Sal's NBL action, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes after the break. As Phil Jones puts up a 3. Oh, and it doesn't drop. Lucky, I'm glad we got that. See you after the break.
Another couple of points on the board there. And we may have time for one more basket. The last bucket for the evening, what do we think? A big 3, it's up, and it's in! Let's hear it for the 2 sides this evening, and thanks once again to the sponsors, New Zealand Pine Industries, Nelson Pine Industries, Port Nelson, NBS, Nelson Honey, Mike Perry Real Estate, Scott Construction, New Zealand King Salmon, Matthews Eyewear and Eye Care, Bywater Toyota, Link Business Brokers, Pro Brands, and on behalf of Special Olympics Nelson, a big thank you to the Mike Perry and Nelson Giants for the opportunity to play in front of you tonight. I hand the mic back to Blair.
Oh, tell you what, I am on the fitness protection program. I feel like I've just come out.
Somebody said, Blair, you in shape enough for that? I said, hey, I'm round. Round is a shape.
Eight blocks. 8 blocks.
We got one of your 3s on the cool down. I was like, oh, you missed that one. It's Christian, didn't you?
Yeah, well done to the Special Olympics crew. And best of luck on your travels. Competing.
It was a huge game, but it is pop. Like, I was in the UK, and I was a lot, and I was like, it's not the best luck in the world. You've got the best luck for a while. Where's he live? He lives in Brisbane.
And of course, a big thank you to all our sponsors who are on board with the Mike Perry Nelson Giants.
Is he Canterbury originally, or was he?
Like to wait to Hunters Wines. Nelson's 92.8 More FM. Johnson Associates, Boatwater Toyota, also Richmond Aquatic Centre, Univeris, NBS, Pallacanestro and Sky Sports.
Got a Crusaders one hanging around somewhere. I'm sure he is. Or an All Blacks one.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy.
And of course, at every game we give away the chance to win the cash, in fact, up the grades. Tonight, thanks to Mike Perry, naming rights sponsor of the Mike Perry Nelson Giants, $3,000 cash.
Well, welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre, third quarter, 2 minutes away.
And we've got a few people going to give it a crack tonight.
Giants lead the Jets 55-29. Phil Jones has rejoined me in Commentary Plaza. rolling back the years. What we didn't see, Phil, was you hitting the buzzer-beating 3 to end the game.
That's right, yeah. To win the game. Led by the block to stop at the other end, and then sprinting the lane and then making a 3 at the other end, which did not happen. Well, the 3 went in, but I wasn't sprinting.
Great initiative to see the Special Olympics team get a run out here at the Trafalgar Centre.
It's the first time I've been on the Trafalgar Centre floor wearing jeans.
I did make special mention and said that there'll be a fine in the offing for you. And for leaving me alone at half-time. Three-quarter time. Not long away between the Giants and the Jets. And the Giants with a healthy lead against this undermanned Jets side.
He's going to have a crack at it.
Sam Dempster done a lot of the damage in the first half. 14.6 rebounds. Tukaha Cooper leading the way for the Jets.
Sam Dempster, ever the humble man. You know, you try and get a little bit out of him about what he's doing and how he's feeling, and always puts it back on the team and the team environment.
And of course, the Side Giants t-shirt up the grabs, also Hugh Bainham's book.
Teams out there just a little bit early, 30 seconds still to go, so catch up with each other, see each other again in a few days, of course. Two teams, Phil, while we have them, as we look at them, who took both had a bit of a rebrand in the off-season around their logos, and two teams that just look great in 2022.
They do.
New Jets logo. I love that new Jets logo. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, they look sharp. In general, I think all of the uniforms this year in the NBL look good.
Toihi Basketball Aotearoa too. Need to have New Balance on board in 2022. Belgravia apparel. We're back underway. Zain Najdawi was effective down low in the first half. 3 ball goes up from Clyde Salmon and down it goes. So a great start. Straight out the sheds for the Manawatu Jets.
It's almost like the no-looker shot there from Salmon. Head down and then straight into it.
Morning lets to hand it off to McNaught. Just a little too aggressive against Trey Morning as Faith Momoisia under the hoop.
I like what Momoisia is trying to do, but just a little bit too physical.
West drops it into Morning. Morning just a little hesitation. He gave Temida time to get in position and almost force a block, at least force a miss. Salmon again. This time he banks it in.
Back-to-back threes.
Morning spinning. Out of bounds it goes, and the referees will talk it over, and it will be Giants ball.
Morning looking for a little bit of contact there. No call coming his way.
Najdawi is on 3 fouls, so he'll be happy about that as West just drops it into Morning, who just couldn't get his hand on the ball. After a sharp pass from West.
The Giants start a little bit reminiscent of the start of the first half. Just not quite firing on all cylinders on the offensive end.
Oh, Jarrett West, steal number 7. Plucks it away from Tukaha Cooper. Out to Sam Thompson it goes. West around the Morning screen, then drops it in. He hands it off to Thompson. It rebounds around. It will eventuate in a Jared West 3 ball that is short. Thompson does well to keep it in. Dempster scrambling for it. The pass eventually gets through, and Sam Thompson throws it down with 2 hands.
I don't know whether you can call that a throwdown. Is it just like dropped it in the hoop?
Temida had the mismatch, and he realised straight away. Oh, then Zain Najdawi. There's West the other way. West nods and Morning picks up the signal. McNaught scampers in for the floater. Klein Salmon comes down with the board and is fouled by Sam Dempster.
You hear the Giants bench sighing as Alex McNaught doesn't shoot that 3-ball in the corner. And they're right, you know, it's a wide open shot. It's something that Alex McNaught, you know, he's been working on, and he needs to take those opportunities when they come to him.
Oh, what a pass. And Momosia worked hard to get in the position. Cooper with the find.
Great screen by Najdawi.
Attempts to the Thompson. And here is Dempster on the wing. 3-ball. Doesn't drop. Cooper with the rebound. There's Najdawi with the almost full-length pass to Temera, who couldn't finish. Does the second time, though.
Pads them, misses the first, gets an offensive rebound, tips the next one back in.
Well, I mentioned at half-time, Phil, while you're out on the court, that the Jets will look for a little more from Shane Temera in the second half, and the Giants did a good job keeping him quiet. He does love to run the floor after a miss. A foul on Morning. Basket counts. Trey Morning picks up foul number 2. Overly aggressive box out.
Yeah, just 20 points the difference. Almost as he saw the ball bouncing in through the hoop.
Cooper, Najdawi wants it, gets it. Drops it into Temera. Oh, Temera just loses his footing. Bangs his knee on the floor, and Dempsey comes away with it. Thompson with the pass. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Jets ball.
I think Trey Morning just lost that on the upswing of his shot. Ball just
Oh, that pass flies onto the bench. Quick hands from Nick Trathan. Just over Faith Momoisia's head. Tom Ingham nearly had a heart attack. You can see on the left of his screen. And the upshot is the Giants get the ball back. And they lead by 20, 59-39. Thompson just loses the ball, but sweaty out there maybe.
Ball looks like it.
Looks over the top to Najdawi, and another turnover. The team's just getting a little sloppy in the midpoint of this third quarter. Sam Dempster looking to settle things. That one doesn't drop. Najdawi goes and gets the board.
The ball looks like a bar of soap out there at the moment. Like it's popping through everyone's hands.
Salmon drops it in. Dempster pokes it out of bounds.
Sam Dempster.
I think he just tripped over Tukaha Cooper. Nothing intentional in it at all. Ben Robertson gets a bit of a run up, goes at Sam Thompson and is fouled.
Count it.
And the basket counts, so Ben Robertson will go to the line to shoot one.
Robinson straight off the bench and straight into the action. You'll see here on the replay, just head down, hands on by Thompson, and Robertson finishes. Tough little shot.
Ben Robertson from the free throw for the Manawatu Jets.
Just mopping up all the sweat from Sam Dempster.
In his rookie season.
For our Mike Perro Nelson Giants.
Ben Robertson.
Let's hear the rumble.
Wellingtonian. Averaging about 11 minutes a game in the ones he's appeared in. From St. Pat's Town. And he converts the three-point play. West with a nice no-look pass to Morning, who is collapsed upon by a fleet of Jets. 9 on the shot clock. Tyler Marsh drives up with his preferred left, can't get it to go. Thompson with the offensive board, and here's Trey Morning, who does finish.
Yeah, nice job by Sam Thompson keeping the ball alive, getting an offensive rebound, and Tyler Marsh just racing along the baseline there, couldn't get the finish, and tied it up by Thompson and Morning.
Robertson to Cooper, we have a foul off the ball. And it's Zayn Najdawi, and that's foul number 4 on Najdawi as we have a timeout here. The teams will talk it over. Najdawi just asking the question of Callum Welch.
It's a tough one for the Jets to take too. Najdawi's a big part of their team tonight. Obviously, he's had a great season for them this year since coming into the league, and they lose him. It's a big player they lose out of their team.
Averaging 17.5 points, just a tick under 10 rebounds, a couple of assists as well as Zayn in 2022, and now just a foul away from sitting the rest of this game, a game in which the Jets are already almost cruelly undermanned.
I need you guys to start it for me. Can we just have a
yeah, and he's their biggest player at the moment out on the floor. And losing him, they don't have Bohannon to step in and take his place. So seriously be undersized, the Jets, if they lose him.
Good effort down the end. Corporate tables at the end. Not bad. Full commitment from the team at Copy Press. Well done.
The classic old Mexican wave going around the Trafalgar Centre.
As we run down the ball,
There's no Tyrone McLennan or Jacob Collis as well, both out isolated with COVID-19. We wish them the very best. 2 young Jets.
This is like a never-ending Mexican wave. That's all right. We've still got about 10 minutes. We can make that 14 minutes and 54 seconds of basketball to play if you really want to do it.
See Nick Trathan back into the game for the Giants. Very solid first half for Nick Trathan. Obviously the shoulder is feeling okay.
It's kind of like we've just dived down to the white pits now. The serve's completely gone. Good for Nelson.
So Sam Dempsey gets us back underway. 61-42, the Giants lead the Jets. Final home game for the Nelson Giants before they hit the road to finish a so far very promising season for Mike Fitchett's men. Trey Morning innovating from mid-range. Mike Fitchett's coming, sat really near us, and then we're going to hear everything he's going to shout.
Trey Morning getting fouled on that. No, he didn't. Giants committed a foul, possibly Sam Dempster. Whoever it was, they picked up their second foul.
Well, Sam Dempster's second foul on the Giants captain. As Palmer Sealy brings the ball up the court. Tamina looking to go to work on Morning. And Morning comes away with a block or a steal, whichever way you want to sell it. McNaught dashes into the lane, finds Tyler Marsh. He puts up the 3 ball. A little short, and Robertson comes down with the ball. Amasili tucks the ball under his arm. Wanted a whistle that didn't come, and Tyler Marsh comes down with the rebound. 5 on 4 for the Giants as they run the floor. Good hand from Cooper, and that, youngsters watching the game, is why you defend with your arms up.
Exactly right.
Cooper didn't see that ball coming, but had his arms out. Came away with a steal. Tamina wide open from mid-range. She says, "Thank you very much."
The Jets have just come out the more the aggressor in the second half and being a little bit more disruptive to the Giants' offense.
Morning drops down low to Dempster. Squeezes the pass out to Nick Trathan. 3 ball doesn't go, and Tamina comes down with the board. Number 7 for Shane to go with his 5 points. Amasili looking to go to work. Cooper. Sam Thompson and Jordan Schwager look ready to check into the game. Amasili from the corner for 3. Trathan
from the three-point line.
doesn't take the three. Wants to hand it off to Morning, but we have a foul. Morrison, I think, the culprit, holding Trey Morning.
Just picking up a cheap one there, Morrison.
So Morning and Dempster take a seat. Schwalger and Thompson into the game.
You just see here, Morning trying to post up, and Morrison just a little bit aggressive. Giants probably going to need to look at trying to get through their sets a little bit better. Great little pass.
From the pass from Trathan.
Full-court defense for the Giants. Jets need to start turning the after-benders on.
Pharmacy stepping through the lane, drops it off to Morrison.
And that's good.
Schwager's got up, and I think Schwager might have hit Alex McNaught on his way down. Alex McNaught is stuck between grimacing and laughing, I think. Such as
potentially either the
I think it was
abdomen.
the stomach. I think it was the abdomen.
Wasn't the crown jewels?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. But he
it was an initial grab to the stomach, not the delayed one, which made me feel.
He wore about a size 16.5, 17 shoe to the stomach.
A smart move from Isaac Morrison, who got Schwager to almost jump out the gym before taking the contact and finishing. Can't convert the three-point play though. And McNaught has recovered from the shot to the stomach. Brings the ball up for the Giants. Here's Marge. Trathan driving.
Nice.
Temida coming down with it. He's just pulled up a little gingerly, Nick Trathan. Morrison again up with the baby hook, and that's pretty. Isaac Morrison, a nice find from Shane Temida.
I like what the Jets are doing right now. They're getting the ball through hands and knocking down shots.
Left Nick Trathan wide open, he's capitalised.
Speaking of knocking down shots, Nick Trathan.
Up to 11 points now in his return after a couple of games away with the shoulder injury. Cooper finds Robertson.
Defense, 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 defense.
Cooper drives, looks to rattle it in, it doesn't drop. McNaught with the box out on the board. Robertson not making life easy for Alex McNaught. He goes coast to coast. Schwager with the offensive board and the putback.
Nice job by Schwager there, getting on the offensive boards.
Deep three. Oh, it's a 4-point play opportunity for Shane Temida, who took a little bit of contact from Sam Thompson as he drained a deep three ball.
Yeah, lovely play there by Shane Temida. See here, catches the ball, squares up, and there's just a bit of contact on the hand after the shot. And Temida off to the resume foul line. Good old 4-point play.
11 points for Shane Temida to go with 8 rebounds. McNaught back to Marsh. Marsh thought about the three and instead puts the ball on the floor, off balance from the elbow. Schwager, another offensive board and putback. We haven't seen too much of Jordan Schwager in 2022, and when we have, it's normally ended in foul trouble. But he's certainly a big body, a developing player. Farmasili takes a shot to the chops and finishes anyway.
Tough finish. Yeah, Schwager's definitely a big body and athletic. He's shown his athleticism. And it often happens to big guys when they come to the league is they get caught on foul trouble. And they spend a lot of time sitting on the bench.
Tyler Marsh wanted the last shot of the quarter. It's going to be Schwager who gets it though. That's almost three straight offensive rebounds and putbacks for Jordan Schwager, and it finishes the third quarter here. You see the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Just no box out at all on the big Nelson Giants. So three-quarter time, certainly some better intent from the Jets from the offensive end in the third quarter, but they trail 74-57. Fourth quarter to come after the break.
One shot halfway. Good luck. Get it in. $3 cash is yours. Here we go. Boom. Not there. Can we get a return on that ball? Next one up. Matt. One shot. $3
Tough lesson from Matthew to them.
Not there. Eric, it is up to you, my friend. Eric, one shot.
Can't set that precedent. Might have it on a closer game.
Not Eric.
And then somebody told the girls to go, hang on, let the kids do it, you know what I mean?
It's high. It was straight. It wasn't quite there. Never mind, I'll tell you what. Throw one shot. If I do it, we gift it to charity. Deal.
That's why I'm his job. If I just want to
Come over there. Here we go. Lots of noise. Come on. Round of applause, Mike Terry, ladies and gentlemen. Give it the chance to give cash at every home game.
Welcome back, just seconds away from the fourth quarter here at the Trafalgar Centre. The last quarter at the Trafalgar Centre of 2022 before the Nelson Giants hit the road to finish their season. Starting with a trip to Palmy Dice, Palmerston North this weekend, where they'll reverse this fixture against the Jets. The Jets will be hoping to have a higher complement of players at the weekend. Robert Crawford, John Bohannon, Tyrone McLennan, Jacob Collis, Nathaniel Salmon, all out for this one.
10 minutes of full game to come. Here we go.
Talking about Swolger at the end of that last quarter, and you've noticed that Najdawi's back on the court, but he was off the court for the remainder of that third quarter, and he just showed, without him, the lack of size that the Jets have.
So Thompson looking to start things off in the fourth quarter, can't get it to go. Here comes Loa Pepe the other way. Robertson did well to stop that being a backcourt violation, and then steps into a deep three that doesn't go.
Be a tough job being a ref. A lot of instructions from a number of different people throughout the court tonight.
Well, Nick Trathon across the baseline from the pass of Sam Thompson.
Through to Nick Trathon. One-handed jam from Nick Trathon. Sponsored by Office.
Najdawi straight away picks up his fifth foul. And it's pretty hard to argue with that one. It was right in front of us, and he just took a big step to try to catch Alex McNaught on the screen.
So Zayn Najdawi takes the seat with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So a fully local lineup for the Jets to finish this game out as Nick Trathon looks to pile on the pain, misses that three, comes down with the long board. And here he is again driving the baseline, no look pass, eventually brought in by McNaught. 6 on the shot clock. Tyler Marsh puts up the three. Temino with the board.
Tyler Marsh a little bit off tonight, but it's good to see that he's still shooting them up there.
No, Pepe has... It's like the Jets have something against Alex McNaught, because Shane Temino just catches him with a stray forearm. Intentional or not, I'm not sure. But certainly just led on him with his arm and his face.
It's a rather large forearm too.
You might see here McNaught at the top
there.
of your screen. Just there, yeah, I don't think it was intentional.
Once again by the Manawatu Jets. Just a
But
reminder,
it's certainly not legal either.
of course, we do have a couple of awards
So
to give
timeout
away.
called by the Jets, and we'll talk things over.
And also People's Choice, and voted by you last week, including the
One thing you can't do is you can't have contact to anyone's head
more than 700
while you're playing.
through.
for People's Choice, and we have that winner. You'll find out who that is if you can stay seated for just a couple.
The last home game with the Giants, they always have their home awards for their players, People's Choice and MVP, and so that will be presented tonight after the finish of the game.
Well, you've seen every game, Phil. Who do you think the Giants fans are going to vote for their People's Choice?
Well, I think it's going to be a bit of a lottery. There's quite a few guys that would be up there.
I think it's a straight shootout between Jared West and Sam Dempster.
I was going to say Sam Dempster, and I was going to say Jared West. Trey Morning might be up there because, you know, he's had a pretty good start to the season. Was really good. He's been playing quite well of late, and he's a very charismatic man, and talks to everyone, and very well loved in the community.
Assistant coach now of Nelson College as well. I see.
I did notice that the other night.
Here's Nick Trathan. He's grown in confidence in his return, and he leaves that hand all the way up there after the deep three ball.
A couple of weeks has done wonders for him.
Well, McNaught with a steal. Schwalger to Burnett. Trathan, little heat check, and he sprints after it as he realises it's off. Robertson comes down with the board. Needs a bit of help, and Thompson just gets in the passing lane. Robertson saying, where's everyone gone? As Thompson finishes the play.
Thompson shows his athleticism there, guarding the ball, just springs off the ground and grabs it out of the air.
Cooper hands it off to Robertson. No, Pepe in the corner in front of the Giants bench. Cooper retreats beyond the three-point arc, but he can't get it to go. Jared Burnett's got Schwalger to his left, and he's blocked by Cooper, who's done a little bit of everything today for the Manawatu Jets.
We see Sam Thompson getting a rest. And Jay Marsh stepping back onto the floor.
And of course, Jay Marsh now subbing in for the Mike Perry Nelson Giants.
Schwalger, the one-hander from the elbow, doesn't drop. Temina with the board. Rebound number 10 for Shane Temina, so a double-double. Klein Salmon on the Globetrotter line, doesn't get it to go. Temina and Burnett get tied up, and Burnett called for a foul.
And good early foul there by Burnett, just stopping Temina getting the ball up to shoot it.
So Tukaha Cooper with his 11 points, 4 rebounds, handful of assists. Has drawn 7 fouls. It's been impressive in tough circumstances tonight for the Jets. Temina drives down the lane. The floater doesn't go, but he's there again. Can't get the second one to go either, and Trathan comes down with it. 81-57, the Giants lead. Under 7 minutes to go as Trathan looks to go coast to coast. Oh, Jordan Schwalger is feasting on the offensive putbacks.
Schwalger just did a good job there for Trathan. Kind of ran that early post and took up a lot of space for Trathan to get to the basket.
So Pepe from the corner gets it to go. Again, McNaught hits the deck.
They're working hard to try and keep Temina off the boards.
McNaught looks to hand it off to Schwalger. And he's fouled. Klein Salmon, I think the culprit. Just the first foul on Salmon.
So Paif Momosia checking back into the game for Robertson.
As George Schwalger steps to the Rosine foul line.
This is the first.
More basketball to come directly after this game on Sky Sport. From GJ Gardner Homes, Tauhi Basketball Aotearoa with the Northern Kahu taking on the 5 from Event Finder Stadium in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland.
That's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a ripper. And Tauihi saw the mainland Poakai get a good win last night as well. Pepe can't get it to go. McNaught fouled by Leo Pepe. Second foul on him. Six minutes to go, 84-60, the Giants lead. Burnett in the corner. Salmon with the board. Here is the other end, Clyde Salmon. High arcing three ball. Reminiscent of former Manawatu Jet, Jaden Bazan. And down with snow on it. Oh, Nick Trathan, smart move, everything but the finish. Schwalg with another offensive board and another trip to the Rosine foul line.
Nick Trathan not happy, thinking there was a bit of contact there. There's that man again, Swalga, just cleaning up the offensive rebounds. And Jaden Bazant in the 3x3 men picked up a silver medal at the World
Congratulations
Champs.
to the 3x3 Tall Blacks. Asia Cup it was.
Asia Cup, sorry. And mixed up with the World Champs. And
well, they had the World Champs swiftly followed by the Asia Cup. Postponements due to COVID, but yeah, congratulations to Pete Van Hasselt and team. Coming home with a silver medal was great. It's Tukaha Cooper. He's not done. McNaught goes the other way from the screen. Hits on the Jets, finds Jay Marsh, and a cheer of beef comes from the Giants.
Jay Marsh. And the Marsh brothers must have some good shooting competitions at home because they can both shoot the ball when they get going.
And Momoisia fires back with one of his own.
The Jets response. Keep it at 20 points.
Here is the one they call beef. Jay Marsh looks to hand it off to Trathan. Trathan turns the corner, sees a bit of space, instead finds Jared Burnett, Lincoln University student, and that pass just timed badly with Trathan's movement, and out of bounds it goes. Timeout called by the Manawatu Jets. So the teams will talk it over. 88-68, the Giants lead by 20, 4 minutes 30 to go. See Tom Ingham injured in pre-season, now acting as a de facto assistant coach alongside Tom Gargiulo.
Tough for Tom Ingham because there's nobody that's worked harder than him, you know, in the Giants pre-season lead up to this season, and you know, unfortunately picked up that injury in the pre-season games down the West Side weekend, down the West Coast in Greymouth, and seen him out for the remainder of the season, and hopefully he'll come back better and stronger next year and be ready to go for the Giants.
He certainly hasn't been absent from the Giants, has he, in 2022? Always the loudest on the bench.
Yeah, he's you know, his personality is perfect for, you know, for, I suppose, if you're got an injury like that, staying positive. Tom epitomizes that. He is the most positive person around that you would ever meet, and you know, it's great to see him still involved in sharing the love for all of his teammates.
Shane Tamada straight out of the timeout. Three ball doesn't go. Corbin Mason comes down with the rebound.
Corbin Mason now on.
McNaught slings it back to Marsh. And Mason drops it down to Schwalger. And Jordan Schwalger extending the range. Jared Burnett looks to keep it in, and Cooper comes down with the ball. Tamada in some good position. Fadeaway doesn't go though.
Alex McNaught's pretty tough to move around on the block down low. Marsh with a tough finish. Tyler Marsh, that is. Just getting onto his favoured left hand, and once he gets downhill, he's pretty tough.
Almost see it. Can't finish Marsh with the defence this time. Garth Jepson gets ready to check back into the game. McNaught around the Trafalgar screen. That was a travel, just a little skip from Alex McNaught.
Yeah, just dragged his pivot foot.
So McNaught takes the seat, Garth Jepson into the game. As Momoisia elevates from the wing. Mason with another rebound, his third in quick succession. And this crowd, just a little murmur as Corbin Mason drives, and it's blocked out of bounds by Klein Salmon. I know that if 100 points is notched up, there's a free slice of pizza in it for everyone in this building.
There is. And last week against the Sharks, something similar happened. And Coach Fitchett ran his bench, which is good to see, giving those guys an opportunity. But I think the fans were feeling like a bit of pizza on the way home, and it didn't happen.
Last chance in 2022 as well, as Farmasili's 3-ball doesn't go. Burnett does well to come down with the rebound. Schwalger looks for the back door pass to Jepson. Momoisia read it well. Cooper going to work. That's Klein Salmon in the corner. Rebounded by Jepson.
The game's stalled a little bit on offense here. We're not getting many baskets. Getting some good looks, just not knocking down the shots.
It's almost a mirror image to last week as Jerry Burnett puts up a 3-ball. This one does go down. Got a little glimmer of hope for the crowd. As the local Sal's Pizza owner twiddles with his collar. Momoisia. His 3-ball off the back iron, rebounded by Salmon. The lane opens up for Momoisia. Mason with the help defense. Burnett.
Went for back-to-back threes. It's coming up short on the second one.
That's what this means, Phil, as Farmasili fires it out to Momoisia. The Giants will be the first team to 10 wins on the 2022 season. They'll go to 10-4. But it will climb them over 500 for home games. They'll finish 5-4 at home. Yet to lose on the road yet with this Nelson Giant side as Shane Temeter takes a seat, as does Jordan Schwalger.
Yeah, and that's quite an unusual stat, all right? Having lost half your games at home. Well, we just over half now, and then on the road, not having lost one.
Robertson, good hand from Mason, but Robertson gets the ball back. Salmon's 3-ball goes again. Klein Salmon. 12 points for him now. Unfortunately for the Jets, they'll drop to 5 and 9. And if my abacus is correct, as Jepson drains the 3. Popular bucket.
Big shot from Garth Jepson, takes it to 96.
Farmasili off to the left, and that goes out of bounds.
Garth Jepson possesses some springs in his legs that I haven't seen from many people before when he gets into the open court. He can seriously fly.
That's kind of what these guys are going to have to do as well.
Burnett round the Mason screen. He drives. Good hands from Tukaha Cooper. Again working hard. Mason can't get it to go. Burnett in there as well. Isaac Morrison too strong.
You see the Jets probably try and hold for the last shot here. And Garth Jepson gets a steal.
Marsh to his left, and that's who he finds. Tyler Marsh. Looked like he might have been lobbing that up to Jepson. That'll do us full time here at the hangar. Full time in 2022 for this Nelson fans.
96-71 to your Mike Hero Nelson Giants. If you could please stay seated.
96-71, the Giants have beaten the Jets as undermanned Jet side. Young team fought valiantly against a team that have solidified themselves as one of, if not the team to beat in 2022 so far, such as the roller coaster nature of the South NBL this season. But the Giants go to 10-4 and now will sit atop the South NBL ladder. The Jets drop to 5-9 with 4 games to go, and the general consensus out there is that 10 might be the magic number, or at least the very least that you need to make it into the top 6. Let's hear from Jared West, who's with Phil Jones.
Jared, pretty good hit out for you guys, obviously heading into the latter part of the season. Focus now sort of comes on to the finals preparation. How do you think you guys are going to prepare for that?
Yeah, man, we've been having good trainings. Been really focused on the task at hand, which is every day getting better and winning the game for that week or whatever it is. So we just got to keep that same mentality. Obviously, we got them again this weekend, so we got to have another couple of good days of preparation and stay locked in, man, one game at a time.
All right, all the best for the rest of the season. Well done.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Jared. Thank you, Phil. 96-71, the Giants have beaten the Jets. And there'll be all sorts of calculations going on at Giants HQ. But for the Jets, it seems that the rest of the season will be playing for pride alongside the Southland Sharks. We'll have a quick look at the stats as Mike Fitchett addresses the crowd here in Nelson. After 9 straight sellouts, you see the stats here. Trathan leading the way on return after a couple of games out with 16 points. Tukaha Cooper, I thought, was impressive in tough circumstances for the Jets tonight.
Timina on the boards. It's good to see all of the stats really spread for the Giants, and Jared West coming out with 5 assists, and he was defensively too. He was an absolute pest. You see that he's probably got a number of steals coming up.
Heather and Dick Walker, Judy Tote, they come in all the time and help us.
A lot of steals coming up from the Nelson Giants
in the first part of the game too. He's really made his mark on the South NBL this year.
36 points from turnovers for the Nelson Giants to just 2 for the Manawatu Jets, and there lies the rub of this game, I think. A lot of experience against a lot of inexperience, but valuable experience for this young Jet side today up against it, and it's certainly a lesson I'm sure Natu Tafele will talk about in the build-up to the reverse fixture, which is coming up this weekend. 96-71, the Giants are beating the Jets here at the Trafalgar Centre. Stick with us because from 7 o'clock, some DJ Gardner home Tauihi action as we see the games coming up. Big one tomorrow night, Thursday, in the capital city. Saints Hawks, huge game, huge top 6 implications for both teams in that game. The Tuatara will look to get back to winning ways against the Sharks on Friday before, as I said, the reverse schedule between the Jets and the Giants, Saturday 5:30 at the Ballroom in Palmy Dice. From myself and Phil Jones here at the Trafalgar Centre, we sign off for 2022. We'll see you at finals time as a commentary team, and who else will be there of the final 6? Who knows in Sal's NBL 2022. It's so much fun to watch. See you soon.
Come on, Jules. Yes, Jules, we need you out here. She at the bar?
Yeah.
She may have known this was coming.
Come on, Jules!
Yeah, she will. Come on, Jules.